Hi there, today we're going to be taking a look at the Costco Chardonnay Wine Kit. We're going to walk through the process of making the wine and review the kit along the way. This is going to be a 3-part video as the process is spread out over a few weeks, so be sure to subscribe so you're notified when the next video is released. This kit runs about $60 from Costco and is actually two 30-bottle kits in one box. I've made the first kit already and was really pleased with the results, so I decided to document the process as I go through the second kit. This kit includes all of the consumable items you'll need, but there is some equipment you'll need to purchase. They're upfront about this on the box, and there was nothing overly expensive, but all of these items can add up. The good news is you can reuse all of these items time and time again. In order to make this kit, these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need a primary fermenter, which is a plastic pail like this one. You'll need something to cork the bottles with, like this. You'll need a glass or a plastic carboy, at least 23 liters or 6 gallons. You'll need an airlock for the carboy. I can't find mine, so I'm going to have to buy a new one. You'll need a siphon hose and a racking cane. You'll need a hydrometer. You'll need a thermometer, a plastic spoon, some sanitizer, and at least 30 bottles. So let's mix up some sanitizer. You'll need a very tiny amount of this, like 7 or 8 millimeters or a 1/4 ounce to make 1 liter of sanitizing solution. If you happen to have a spray bottle, it can make it a little easier to sanitize equipment, but if not, you can just do what I'm going to do, which is just to mix it up in a jug. So next, take your sanitizer, splash a little bit into the bucket, making sure to save some for some of the other items we'll need to sanitize. This is where a spray bottle would come in handy. You could just spray the inside down, but we're just going to take it and kind of slosh the bucket around, making sure to coat all of the inside of the bucket with sanitizing solution. Once you're done, you can just dump it out. You don't need to rinse it. You don't need to dry it with a paper towel. This is no rinse sanitizer if you're using Star San. So just try to pour as much of it out as possible, and then you are ready to move on. And we're going to do the same thing with the lid. Just make sure it gets nice and coated in sanitizer all over, and then get as much of it off as you can without drying it or rinsing it. We also need to sanitize the spoon, making sure to get the handle as well. Then we're going to grab the bentonite package. We're going to get 250 milliliters of water. We're going to add the bentonite into the jug. It does say in the instructions that this is going to be quite lumpy even after you're finished stirring it. So stir it for 2 minutes or a little bit longer, I think would be okay. And even after 2 minutes, it's still quite lumpy. Take the bentonite water mixture and add it into your plastic pail, the primary fermenter. You can see there's still some lumps in there. Next up, take the bag of juice concentrate, carefully remove the cap, and you can see I'm holding it by the neck of the bag when I remove the cap here, which gives you a lot more control over the pour when you're pouring it in. So pop the cap off, pour the juice into your primary fermenter carefully. You want to make sure you don't spill any of this. And when all the juice is in, we have to take the bag and add 2 liters of water to the bag to rinse it out. That's just to get any remaining juice and to top up the tank with a little bit more water. Once you've got your 2 liters in there, take the cap, put it back on, and give the whole thing a good shake to collect all of the last remaining juice remnants. And then we're going to take the entire thing and pour it into the primary fermenter. Next, lift the entire plastic bucket up into the sink, or if you don't feel like you'll be able to lift it out afterwards, use a jug to fill the plastic bucket up to 23 liters. This might take a few minutes, and it is pretty heavy once it's done. It'll weigh nearly 25 kilograms. Then spend 2 minutes stirring all of the liquid up in the jug as best you can. This is really important to the fermentation process, as it says in the instructions. This is where a longer handled spoon would come in handy. Now use your hydrometer to measure the specific gravity of the liquid. It should be between 1.08 and 1.095, or possibly higher. You're supposed to write this down on the paperwork that comes with the kit. Take the oak chip packet and dump it into the container with the liquid. Then give it a good stir to get it all mixed in. You don't have to stir for 2 minutes, but just make sure it's stirred up pretty well. And the last step for today, take the yeast packet and sprinkle it over the top of the liquid. We do not want to stir this in. We can just let this sit on top, and that's all it takes to do its work. And once you're done this, carry the entire container to a place where it'll be around 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, and we're going to let it sit for 10 days. We do want to put the lid on, but don't click it down. It needs to be loosely fitting so that the gases can escape. Just like that. You can see how it could be easily lifted off. And for today, that's it. It's going to be 10 days before the next video comes out because that's how long the wine takes to reach the next stage. So hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I publish the next video. In the meantime, why not check out some of my other videos or leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this.